Happiness is Utah in my rearview mirror. Welcome to FanDuel NBA preview for Sunday, March 29th, 2015. In case you missed it, Enes Kanter napalmed every bridge leading into Salt Lake City before last night's Thunder Jazz game. I love it, Kanter said before the game of his change of scenery. OKC is a team I've never experienced before and actually like playing basketball there. I'm just so comfortable and everything is in the right place. I'm just really happy to be there. And Kanter doubled down by egging on what crowd had actually shown up at Energy Solutions Arena before the game and got the obligatory boos every time he touched the ball. You can look forward to that every time he goes there the rest of his career. I didn't really care. I liked the pressure. The boos didn't mean nothing to me. It was just a game. Never felt I was part of this thing, so it was just a game. We came and we leave it, and that is that. And the Jazz let him know that they were not happy with him. They gave him, he was a recipient of some hard fouls. The Jazz took it personally. They said it during the post-game interviews. OKC coach Scott Brooks not happy with what the comments said. He said that will be addressed, and a bigger issue for the seventh time in 8 games, the Thunder went down on the road. So there's hopefully with Utah out of the way, Enes Kanter can get back to putting his full focus on basketball. And if you read the angle to the Utah OKC Enes Kanter storyline, you did well last night. Also with the Atlanta Hawks resting all 5 of their players. Great plays wound up being Schroeder wound up being on the majority of lineups. Same with Kent Bazemore. And Mike Muscala not in many lineups, but if you had him, congratulations. A nice double-double, a couple blocks and a steal blowing it. This is my best effort at 293. And he came away with 40 points. Dion Waiters left a lot of people down. Westbrook, nice game. His salary's come down a little bit, but he didn't quite play up to that last night. The Thunder are back in action tonight. LaMarcus Aldridge heavily owned and a good game. And Enes Kanter good. Rudy Gobert better. That's why Kanter was traded. The Jazz felt Gobert long term was a better player. It's not personal. It's business. And Trey Burke was fired up to the tune of 41.2 points and not heavily owned. He took a lot of teams to the top at 3.9%. And Gordon Hayward, I didn't think he'd be that heavily owned, but he was the best of weak lot in a 5-game slate with small forwards. He came up with 34.5. And that leads to today's action. I'm going to what I give here is going to be for the all-day 9-game slate. And when I talked to you last Friday night, I gave you Derek Favors and I gave you Monta Ellis, and they both got hurt. So my whammy strikes again. Reggie Jackson, Alfred Payton, Nerlens Noel were the keys to victory back on Friday night. Where it was a full slate. Here I'm going cheap, which is dangerous with Reggie Jackson lurking. I have Conley and Levine. And here in this one, Harden is in the early game, 12:30 Eastern time, so I've squeezed him in. I go green with Danny Green and Jeff Green. I have Jay Crowder squeezed in. Noel, I cannot go against Noel at this point. He has flirted with the 50-point mark the last couple games. Well over 50 a few games before that. You wonder when Kevin Love will... He's down to 7,400. Remember, he was pushing 10,000 early in the season, and I still don't know if I would go with Love right now. Cleveland's near the top of the standings. They're going to be pretty much locked into two, so there are going to be some players rested there. Josh Smith, again, he'll get the minutes, and Cantor, best... So best bang for the buck for that's gonna be the last game you gotta get him for that salary. He will be pushing 8,000 soon. Not quite Godzilla salary, but hey, he's good in his own right. Dwight Howard's not getting the minutes. Marcus Gasol is a possibility. I like Cantor a bit better. Gorgie Dansky is seeing a lot of minutes. Whiteside, I'm about to bow out in season-long league because of him being out this week. And Brook Lopez would be the other. That might be the other guy you can't go without, especially playing the Lakers. So alternate here: Conley, Lafine, Harden, Danny Green, Jeff Green, Jay Crowder, Nerlens Noel, Josh Smith, and Cantor. That's one possibility. Alternate, we could go with Mr. Jackson. Jackson's glad he's out of OKC. Jackson's as glad as he's out of OKC as Cantor is out of Utah. So there's a possibility. We can then get Lopez in. Obviously, we would have to get Harden out. We'd have 7,500 for... And if D. Wade plays... And actually, it doesn't look good. He had his knee drained. So that does not look good. So you could put in a Redick and then maybe upgrade a little bit on the small forward. Trevor Ariza is a nice fit there. So this one you would go Conley, Jackson, Redick, Green, Ariza, Crowder, Noel, Josh Smith, and Brook Lopez. I like that lineup as well. That's going to be my second team for full game. And with 2.5 weeks to go, nice about 8 to 9 games left for most teams. Like I said, Atlanta rested all 5 last night. Teague's hurting a little bit. Don't expect much more from him the rest of the year. So I think of Schroeder and Bazemore and a couple of the others there. You're going to start seeing some players rested from Cleveland, so I wouldn't suggest Irving, Love, or even LeBron. The Bulls, Jimmy Butler's back. They kind of want to hold on to that third spot. They don't want to fall any lower. So you'll get a good run out of Tom Thibodeau's crew the rest of the week. For next week at least. Toronto and Washington, they're fighting for home court for their possible series. Who I really like is 6 through 11. You have 6 teams that are going to be battling for 3 playoff spots. So out of these teams, Milwaukee, Miami, Boston, Brooklyn, Indiana, Charlotte, I'm very interested in their players the rest of the way. Western Conference, Golden State became the 13th team to win 60 of their first 73 games. 9 of the 12 have gone on to win NBA championships. What I really like is between second and sixth, you only have 3.5 games separating. So you're going to see a lot out of Memphis. Zach Randolph in a horrendous slump, though. Houston in there, so that's why I'm going to like Harden for the foreseeable future. Portland Clippers say Doc Rivers says he's going to start resting some players, but they want to get into the top 4. You want home court against Portland or whoever they may face in the first round. And there's San Antonio. Dallas is in 7th. OKC will be giving an effort. They can't assume that they're in the playoffs. New Orleans. So for Anthony Davis and Westbrook, you'll still be, unless there's some separation for the next week, you'll be seeing a lot out of them. Phoenix, they're going to have a hard time getting in, but Utah playing some good ball. Their elimination number is 1, however, and the others, we got the Tankers below that. So there you go. That's my FanDuel preview. Some other things. I got to just get some things off my chest. Dan Wetzel, 2 days after saying Notre Dame had 2 chances against Kentucky, slim and none. He basically says, I told you so. Notre Dame gives Kentucky their best shot, and Kentucky still wins. Dan Wetzel can go back to covering the Aaron Hernandez trial. He has penned 8 articles on that in the last 16 days, at least 30 since the trial began. That trial does not need a transcriptionist. You can read every second of testimony from Dan Wetzel, and that's his sweet spot, and he should go to that. Oh yeah, and then half the NFL using Los Angeles as leverage. Not half the NFL, but the Raiders, Rams, and Chargers, and some say even the Jaguars. But and continued criticism. Grant Hill started this last year, asking why is Aaron Rodgers, who went to California, why is he all in with the Wisconsin Badgers? Obviously, he and Olivia Munn are with the Badgers as much as Ashley Judd is with Kentucky. And, it's all good and fine. Hey, Judd represents Kentucky well, and Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn, hey, and along with Andy North, they were along together. They represent UK, and Aaron Rodgers went off on social media, said, hey, I have a pass to be on the court. Send your complaints to the AD if you don't like it. So all of this, Kentucky, Wisconsin, it's going to be a great game. May the best team win. I actually got all 4 of my teams alive. I'm hoping to be rooting for Gonzaga and Michigan State today. Good luck with me on that, but it's not usually that late in March Madness. I can say all 4 of my teams are still alive. The winner in one of the pick'em contests on Yahoo went 25-7 in the first round. He's been perfect since then. So there's my March Madness analysis along with my FanDuel NBA analysis. Best of luck to everyone today, and we will talk to everyone later.